Luntha TV is now on Zuku Channel 51. You can get yourself a Zuku decoder.
Thank you for joining us right here on Luntha Television. We now take you to Parliament, where the legislators continue to deliberate on the State of Nation address delivered by the State President, Professor Thabita Mutharika, last Friday.
Shall we pray? Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness has appointed office of rulers and parliaments for the welfare of society and the just government of the people, we ask you to behold with your abundant favors us your servants, whom you have pleased to call to the performance of important trust in this land. Let your blessings descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we may treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of this country, and of those whose interests you have committed to our charge. Amen.
General business, communication from the chair.
Good afternoon, honorable members. Welcome to day number 4 of our meeting. Honorable members, I have 2 announcements to make. The first one is to inform honorable members of the business committee that there will be a business committee meeting during health break in the Speaker's boardroom. The second announcement, honorable members, the office of the Speaker of the Parliament of Malawi wish to inform the House that we have received a delegation from the Parliament of the Gambia who are undertaking a study visit to our Parliament from Monday 16 February to Friday 20 February 2026. The delegation is composed of members of the Assembly Business Committee of the Parliament of the Gambia, the Clerk of Parliament, and the table clerks. It is led by the Right Honorable Fabakari Tumbongi Jata, Speaker of the Republic of the Gambia. Honorable members, the Speaker wishes to notify the House that it has pleased the Speaker of the Gambia to address our August House tomorrow, Thursday, 19 February 2026, as we start business from 9:30 a.m. This address is in line with Standing Orders 47C, Standing Order 196, and Standing Order 198. The Speaker, therefore, wishes to request all members to be present in this chamber during the time when the visiting Speaker of the Gambia will be addressing the August House as our distinguished foreign dignitary. Honorable members, this marks the end of my announcement. Thank you so much for your kind attention. Honorable member for Nkata Bay Central, what has gone out of order? Honorable member, you can try to move forward.
Madam Speaker, thank you very much and good afternoon. I want to request the leader of the House to do a roll call, looking at most members on the opposite side. They are not in the House. Whether the honourable member for Doha East may have an explanation, but I wish to request for a roll call. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you so much, honorable member. Leader of the House, you have been mentioned. Do you have anything to comment? Thank you.
Second, Deputy Speaker, I do appreciate the call by my honorable colleague, who happens to be my own member, on the need for a roll call. We are still early in the session. Perhaps we encourage members to be coming here in good time. I did appeal at the very beginning that we need to improve on our attendance into the House. For today, let us continue with the debate. But if tomorrow or day after tomorrow the numbers appear to be not impressive, then we will be compelled to go for a roll call. I submit, Second Deputy Speaker.
Thank you so much, Honorable Leader of the House. Thank you. Honorable Member for Mwanza Central, what has gone out of order?
Thank you very much, Madam Second Deputy Speaker. Is it in order to indicate that because of the gaps in the opposite side, not mentioning that UTM has over 80% of its members in the House? Is it in order? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Member for Mwanza Central. Indeed, honorable members, I have seen within the UTM, they are almost 90%. So opposition leadership is a block. That is why the honorable member was trying to seek the attention of the speaker, whether it is in order for the opposition not to be here in their majority. Thank you so much, honorable member. Table clerk.
Government business, item 3A, motion on the President's address, that this House do agree with the address graciously delivered by His Excellency the President, Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika, on Friday, 13th February 2026. Continuation of general debate.
Takers on the floor. I recognize the honorable member for Zomba Matia. Is it Zomba Matia?
Zomba City South.
Zomba City South. Honorable member, you have 10 minutes according to Standing Order 190. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Second Deputy Speaker, for giving the wonderful people of Zomba City South the opportunity to comment on the State of the Nation address. Second Deputy Speaker, the title of the State of the Nation address delivered by His Excellency the President, Professor Peter Mutharika, is the path to economic recovery, a people-centered development. Second Deputy Speaker, when you see that title, it's very clear what the President wants to do for us in this country, and that is economic recovery and at the same time making sure that the people are at the center of that economic recovery. The people are supposed to participate in the economic recovery, but at the same time also benefit from this economic recovery. Therefore, we might use all jargon that we can use in economics, but I think the judge is usually the people out there. We are talking about economic stabilization, and to the ordinary Malawian, they would want to see some things that are supposed to mean economic stabilization. In this case, availability of fuel, for example. People are able now to fuel their vehicles without queuing, and the Kabaza boys are able to run around to make money for their families, and all minibus operators are able to make resources because fuel is now available. This is the effect of Kulukuta Moyo. When he says economic stabilization, this is what he means. Availability of food. President Peter Mutharika has flooded this country with food, both from within as well as from without. This is what the people out there are saying. The food is now available, the price of maize is coming down, and this is economic recovery. Money in circulation. This is what people want, so that they should have cash in their pockets for them to be able to do their day-to-day activities. Therefore, as we move forward in terms of economic stabilization, we know that there's still work to be done, especially on availability of forex. And we shouldn't expect a miracle, because that side of government has put us in this quagmire because of mismanagement for the past 5 years. Professor Peter Mutharika is on the path of making sure that our economy comes back from the deathbed. He has mentioned in the SONA that inflation is reducing, the economic growth is rising and projected to grow by 2027. This is the magic that Professor Peter Mutharika is bringing to our country. I would like to also mention under agriculture that affordable fertilizer, most of us in our constituencies, especially the vulnerable populations, have been able to afford the 10,000 kwacha fertilizer, and they have received and used it. The food distribution, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, to the vulnerable populations is currently underway because of Professor Peter Mutharika. As I've said, Professor Peter Mutharika is also making sure that our households are food secure. And I'd like to also implore the minister, the able Minister of Agriculture, that as we continue to prepare for the next farming season, early enough, we should also remember to prioritize irrigation farming, because using rain-fed agriculture only, we only be yielding harvest only once a year. But if we also add irrigation agriculture, we are going to remind people that this is a DPP in Yake Chimanga. Second Deputy Speaker, I would also like to remind all of us as parliamentarians that the transformation of our country cannot go forward without industrialization. Therefore, Professor Peter Mutharika has mentioned that he's transforming our country from predominantly consuming and importing country to a predominantly producing and exporting country. In this regard, Second Deputy Speaker, I would like also to mention that the cotton, as one of the cash crops, has got a lot of potential to contribute to our GDP. The government is doing everything it can to make sure that cotton contributes to our GDP. But this is a crop, Second Deputy Speaker, that has got a beautiful value chain from cultivation actually to garment manufacturing, marketing and distribution. I would like to implore the government and the Minister of Agriculture to make sure that we invest a lot in cotton farming, to make sure that instead of exporting raw materials, raw cotton, we're able to do the value chain, value addition, and to make sure that our people are also employed, to make sure that we don't export our jobs outside the country. On the same, Second Deputy Speaker, I would like to commend the government for the special economic zones, which are a hub of development for our country. And I would like to remind also, Second Deputy Speaker, that last time I spoke in this House, I also lamented that out of the 4 cities, Zomba was not accorded the opportunity to have a special economic zone. I would like to ask again, through the Minister of Industrialization and Trade, that we include Zomba also to have their own product that can also harness to make sure that we also add value to the people of Zomba. Second, Deputy Speaker, mining is another area where we can also contribute significantly to our economic development. We have noted with concern, Second Deputy Speaker, that there's a lot of uncoordinated mining and also illegal mining for that matter. We are happy that His Excellency the President in his address has directed that the issuance of all types of licenses be banned and also banning of export of raw materials until the review of legal and regulatory framework is done. This is very important because in most of our constituencies, people are coming from outside and pay little kwajas to our sisters, our brothers who are mining on the river banks. We are not benefiting as a country, but with this ban, we expect that the people of Malawi are going to benefit from the minerals that we have in our country. It's high time, Second Deputy Speaker, that we started to beneficiate some of these minerals for the country to benefit instead of people from outside benefiting from our minerals. Turning to transport, Second Deputy Speaker, it's not a secret that our country's roads are in a deplorable state because the previous government was very negligent in maintaining our roads. I'm happy that yesterday the Minister of Transport assured us in this house, as well as people from Zomba and Machinga, that the road from Luonde to Matawale has been given priority in this budget. That road, Second Deputy Speaker, you have traveled on that road. You cannot travel on that road at 10 kilometers per hour. You are supposed to drive very slowly because of the gullies that are there on that road. I'm very happy that our President has taken that seriously. The previous administration did not maintain that road for 5 years. Second Deputy Speaker, the longevity of our roads is also dependent on the load that the roads carry. On this regard, Second Deputy Speaker, it's very important that we take away some of the load from these roads and put them on rail. And this is what the DPP government is doing by connecting the northern region to the southern region so that some load can also be taken off the roads and be put on the rail. This is very important because we know what the rail system has done to other countries elsewhere. In the West, for example, the transportation in the West is seamless, including the transportation of cargo as well as passengers. Very seamless. You don't see the borders between the different countries. And this is where we need to go, Second Deputy Speaker, to strengthen our railway system. I'm very passionate about the railway system because we know what it has done in as far as the development of the West is concerned. In this regard, I would like to ask our Minister to expedite the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding with our neighbors to make sure that the Nakara corridor benefits our country. Second Deputy Speaker, turning to education, I would like to also join the chorus to everybody who has spoken before me in thanking Professor Peter Mutharika for the free secondary education. Second Deputy Speaker, it's not a secret that the number of beneficiaries that are going to need support, especially for loans, in tertiary education is going to increase. And therefore, I've also noted with happiness that Professor Peter Mutharika has increased the number of beneficiaries that are going to benefit from the loans for their bursaries.
Honorable member, please hold on. The honorable member standing from my far left, why are you standing? Honorable member, continue.
Second Deputy Speaker, in this regard, I would like to commend the President for increasing the number of beneficiaries for bursaries in as far as the free tertiary education is for tertiary education.
Consider winding up, honorable member. Thank you.
Thank you. I would like also, Second Deputy Speaker, to remind the Minister of Education, last time I spoke, he also promised that he will come to Zomba Central, Zomba City South constituency to look at Magumba Secondary School. I would like to report that he came and also inspected the school. Just to remind the Minister that we need our school to be completed by government because we noticed that is resource heavy and the CDF might not manage. Turning to the Health and the Sanitation Ministry, His Excellency the President has increased the health budget significantly, and this is unprecedented. Second Deputy Speaker, it's not also a secret that our donors are going back home or they have reduced their funding. If the president has increased the funding for the health sector, it means he has also increased domestic resources towards the health sector. In this regard, I would like to congratulate the DPP government for reducing the heavy reliance on the donors in as far as the health sector is concerned. Second, Deputy Speaker, we have learned from the past, especially the lessons from COVID-19, whereby our country was able to show us that we can manufacture, for example, masks. We were able also to manufacture sanitizers. Before that, we didn't have that capacity. But when Malawians are pushed against the wall,
with those few remarks, Honorable.
Second, Deputy Speaker, I would like just to conclude by also thanking the President in as far as women and youth empowerment is concerned. The people of Zomba City South constituency are happy that the 100 million kwaja is coming to also build capacity in our women in as far as trading is concerned. In that regard, I would like to thank also the Minister of Sports. In as far as Zomba Stadium is concerned, we have been lamenting in this House that Zomba Stadium has not been completed. We would want to implore on this government to finish what it started 6 years ago. The previous administration has not done anything. Although they opened the Zomba Stadium, it was not complete and is not complete up to now. The DPP government is going to finish, and I'd like also to thank you, to thank Professor Peter Mutharika for this commitment.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Member. Point of order, Lilongwe Nyanja, what has gone out of order?
Your Honor, Second Deputy Speaker, is it in order that such an intelligent, capable young man, the one we used to call Dr. Mpunga, to be sitting very far like that? These are the people who are supposed to be driving our country. He deserves a special hand in this country, and that is going to, we must rise above petty politicking.
Honorable Member, that does not qualify to be a point of order. Thank you. I recognize Honorable Commissioner, Honorable Member for Karonga Central. You have the floor, Honorable.
Thank you very much, Madam Second Deputy Speaker. I come from Karonga Town constituency. Thank you, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, for giving the floor to the people of Karonga Town constituency, and Principal GVH Maniumba, and Principal GVH Katorora, Mwahimba Makfwamba in Paramount Kyungu, to respond to the SONA delivered by His Excellency Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika, President of the Republic of Malawi, on 13th February 2026 in this August House. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, the people of Karonga Town constituency listened to the SONA carefully and thank the President for a well-thought theme. I quote, the path to economic recovery, delivering people-centered development. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, it is the expectation of the people of Karonga Town constituency that this well-thought theme, the budget to be presented for the 2026-2027 fiscal year, will not be a consumption budget, but rather the one that will stimulate production for economic recovery as the wish by the President.
Honorable Commissioner, the two honorable members, they have been discussing since we started today. So if they continue, I will mention your names. Please, can we hear the honorable member in silence? Thank you.
Thank you very much for your protection. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, having been given the roadmap for 2026-27 fiscal year and beyond, Malawians are asking one simple question, Madam. Are we moving forward in a measurable way or a transformative way or not? So these are questions which must be addressed by the implementers of the SONA. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, allow me to flag out a few areas that the President underscored in his SONA. First, I will look at the economic and cost of living. If you look at page 7 and page 8 of the SONA, Madam Deputy Speaker, the SONA speaks confidently about macroeconomic stabilization, fiscal discipline, and renewed investor confidence. I mentioned the pages. While these aspirations are welcome, and the address remains thin on how ordinary Malawians will actually feel this stabilization in their daily lives. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, the cost of basic commodities, let us agree each other. Yes, maize has gone down, price of maize has gone down, but perhaps it's too early to celebrate now. Wait first. The maize prices have gone down. Cost of basic commodities, forex shortages remain real pressures among the Malawians. This is the time to tighten our belts. I would say that the plane is still climbing. Let us tighten our belts first and wait, because perhaps wait for a year, then we can celebrate all together. Malawians, you are not closing yet. Malawians will be comforted to hear concrete timelines and measurable outcomes from the development agenda put forward by the President. If I go to agriculture and food security, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, the President's tone in the SONA was very clear that he wants this country to be food self-sufficient. He highlighted interventions. I'll mention one or two. He mentioned about Mega Farm. Mega Farm, which is a brainchild of Malawi Congress Party. Thank you for the President to continue with this program. He mentioned about FISIP in agriculture and food production. He even directed the minister responsible to review and redesign the Mega Farm program so that it is efficient and also serves Malawians well. Yet we must ask ourselves, are these programs or these reforms structural or seasonal? These are the questions that we should answer as Malawians. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, food security cannot depend solely on input distribution. I will underline this point. It cannot solely depend on input distributions or subsidy programs. If we look at the history of subsidy programs, let me take you back. 1994, when UDF took a government, we had these starter pack programs. If those people who were following agriculture production would agree with me. We had the starter pack 1994. Second term of UDF, they changed the name to Targeted Input Program. Then came the late Bingu Wamtalika's era, they changed it to FISIP. Then we came ourselves, Malawi Congress Party, we said AIP. And then back to FISIP. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, this program called subsidy, it has been changing names. But if you look at the real shifts or changes on the ground with regards to production, there's nothing that you can show. We are still hungry, but we are putting a lot of resources in this subsidy program. We are still importing maize from Zambia. from Tanzania, but we have this huge program called Subsidy.
Thank you.
Madam Second Deputy Speaker, the subsidy programs have changed names indeed, but no impact on the ground. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, perhaps it is time to have an in-depth review of the subsidy programs and think of the exit strategies, and further consider other productive programs. For example, we have programmed the Climate Smart Public Waste Program. We can maybe channel our resources there. And we have the irrigation programs. Of course, the mega farm is also an answer to our problems with regards to food security. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, we need, as I mentioned, we need irrigation expansion.
Honorable Commissioner, you have 2 minutes to go. Thank you.
We need agro-processing and serious commercialization. My fellow honorable member from Mwanza Central mentioned about commercialization and agricom. If we can take that route, we can be saved. Let me go to aviation. Aviation, Madam Deputy Speaker, give me two more minutes. The SONA promises to increase the fleet of aviation from 3 to 10. The very good ambition, but we forgot to actually consider the domestic destinations. I'm talking about commercial flights to Karonga, commercial flights to Mzuzu. Fortunately, the leader of the House comes from the north, and he is always driving up to Kondowe instead of flying to Mzuzu. We need commercial flights to Mzuzu, commercial flights to Karonga. If we talk of aviation expansion, we cannot forget domestic destinations. I am actually, through you, Second Speaker, asking the government to consider domestic flights.
Honorable
The
Commissioner.
Malawi Congress Party, the Malawi Congress Party did groundwork to actually resume commercial flights to Mzuzu and Karonga. And the test flight was done during the DBB era. Why are we not having domestic flights? And we talk of expanding the aviation. We should not forget domestic flights, commercial flights to Karonga, Mzuzu, Likoma, Mangochi. We need these flights there.
Consider winding up, Honorable Commissioner. I have added a minute. Consider winding up. Thank you.
I should continue.
Yes, consider
Thank you
winding
very
up.
much. I am saying the president has got good vision to increase the fleet as we have from 3 to 10. But let us not lose sight on the infrastructure and also domestic flights. Our airports need to also be revamped. We were promised an international airport in Mzuzu. It's not there in the SONA. Where shall we have when shall we have an international airport in Mzuzu? Some people, they wanted to call it Oton Chirwa. We need that airport in Mzuzu.
Thank you so much, Honorable Commissioner. Thank you so much.
I had a lot to say.
Honorable Commissioner. Honorable Commissioner. Honorable Commissioner. Honorable Commissioner, please. Thank you so much, Honorable Commissioner, and the Honorable Member for Karonga City. Thank you so much, Honorable Commissioner. I now recognize...
Those the SONA, thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Honorable Deputy Leader.
Your Honor, second Deputy Speaker, just a concern that I would want to raise, that the honorable member who has just resumed his seat is a senior member and is a commissioner. He's not just like me. And therefore we expect a lot of decorum, a lot of seriousness, particularly also respect to your chair. I think what he has done is not right, and we must condemn it. We must condemn it. He was told to sit down. He was told to sit down. That is not right.
Thank you so much, Honorable Deputy Leader. Thank you so much. Honorable member from which constituency, Honorable?
Luntha Central.
Blantyre City. You have the floor, Honorable.
Thank you very much, Madam Deputy Speaker, for allowing the people of Blantyre Central constituency, and indeed on my own behalf, to respond to the State of Nation of Address delivered by His Excellency Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika, President of the Republic of Malawi. I wish at the outset to commend His Excellency for a speech that is honest in its diagnosis, bold in its direction, and grounded in practical solutions for the recovery of our nation. Madam Speaker, the State of Nation Address delivered by Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika is not a speech of comfort. It is a speech of recovery, a speech of discipline. It is a speech of national rebuilding. Madam Speaker, allow me to highlight a number of key issues arising from the address, which, in my respectful view, speak directly to the state of our economy, the direction of government policy, and the expectations of the people of Malawi. Madam Speaker, the truth that we must not run away from. Recovery begins with honesty. When the administration of His Excellency assumed office in September 2025, it did not inherit a functioning economy. It inherited a nation in distress, a nation bred by a period of leadership under the Malawi Congress Party, led by former President Dr. Lazarus Makathi Chakwera, which was regrettably economically myopic, administratively weak, and devoid of a coherent vision for growth and stability. A nation where millions had no
Honorable
food.
member, please resume your seat. There is a point of order from the whip from opposition. Honorable whip, what has gone out of order?
Thank you very much, Madam Second Deputy Speaker. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, going by a ruling that was provided by the First Deputy Speaker in this chamber yesterday, where a member on the floor was called out of order for mentioning individuals that cannot defend themselves in this House. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, I want to find out from yourself if it is in order that the name of President Lazarus Chakwera could be admonished in that fashion in this House when he, just like the case of the second Deputy President of the country yesterday was mentioned, he cannot defend himself in this chamber. Is it in order, Madam Speaker?
Thank you so much, Honorable Whip from the opposition side. My understanding from the contribution from the Honorable Member from Blantyre City was describing the administration of the former president. Can I have order, please? Can I have order, please? So, the Honorable Member did not mention that the former president is myopic or what, but he's just describing that the administration was weak. So those are the views of the people of Blantyre City. Honorable member for Blantyre City, please continue. Thank you.
Madam Deputy Speaker, just a minor correction. I represent the people of Blantyre Central constituency and not Blantyre City.
Blantyre Central, thank you.
So the views are on behalf of the people of Blantyre Central constituency. Recovery begins with honesty. When the administration of His Excellency assumed office in September 2025, it did not inherit a functioning economy. It inherited a nation in distress, a nation brought to the brink by a period of leadership under the president of Malawi Congress Party, led by Professor Dr. Lazarus Chakwera, which was regrettably economically myopic, administratively weak, and devoid of a coherent vision.
Please. Honorable members from my far right, the honorable member contributing on the floor is from your side. And my expectation is that we hear the honorable member in silence. So I don't know why the background noise is coming from. Please, let's listen to the honorable member in silence. Thank you.
We were a nation where millions had no food, where there was no forex to import fuel and essential goods, where businesses were closing, where hospitals had no medicines, and where public resources were being looted with impunity. This was not an ordinary downturn. It was a man-made crisis. Madam Speaker, we must have the courage to say it plainly. The crisis was the result of policy failure, weak leadership, and economic mismanagement. Madam Speaker, the first duty of any responsible government is to restore order. And this is precisely what the administration of His Excellency Professor Arthur Mutharika has done. We have seen decisive measures. Fraudulent contracts have been stopped. Ghost workers have been removed. Reckless expenditure has been curtailed. Merit has been restored in public appointments. This is not politics. This is governance. Madam Speaker, allow me to emphasize this. You cannot fix an economy that is leaking. You must first close the hose. And that is exactly what the administration of Professor Arthur Mutharika has done. In economic stabilization, Madam Speaker, we now begin to see early signs of stabilization. The State of National Address delivered by HE informs us that inflation is projected to fall from 28.7% to below 21%, while economic growth is projected to rise from 2.7% to 3.8%, and further to 4.9%. Prices of key commodities have already begun to stabilize. These are not merely statistics, they are signs and signals of confidence returning to the economy. Madam Speaker, the SONA delivered by HE, Professor Arthur Mutharika, also candidly acknowledges that foreign exchange remains concentrated. That honesty is critical because we cannot solve what we refuse to acknowledge. The measures proposed, foreign exchange reforms and export promotion, are exactly what Malawi must pursue. A nation that imports everything will always struggle. A nation that produces and exports will always rise. Madam Speaker, our economic policy must ultimately answer one question: are our people better off? In this regard, the administration of Professor Arthur Mutharika has acted decisively. Maize prices have fallen significantly from around 100,000 to as low as 38,000 per 50 kg bag of maize. Fertilizer has reached to 65% of targeted beneficiaries. Fuel supply has been stabilized. These are not abstract achievements. There are meals on the table, there are children returning to school, there are businesses reopening. Madam Speaker, these interventions must remain abstract at national level. They must translate into real relief for our people on the ground. In this regard, I wish to align the measures outlined by Professor Arthur Pinamtarika with the expectations and lived realities of the people of Luntha Central constituency. I speak particularly to the communities of Lunzu, Nkhumbe, Mombo, Nkula, Dziwe, Nchere, Nangulukutije, Ntenjera, Ntema, and Chirangoma, and our traditional authorities, Kuntaja and Kapeni, whose daily livelihoods depend on stable prices, access to inputs, and functioning markets. It is our expectation that policies articulated in the SONA will continue to deliver tangible improvements in these communities through food security, economic opportunity, and improved local infrastructure. Madam Speaker, on decentralization, the State of National Address by HE Professor Arthur Pinamtarika outlines a transformative increase of the Constituency Development Fund from 220 million to 5 billion per constituency. This is development brought closer to the people. However, resources without accountability pose a risk. I therefore strongly support the introduction of CDF guidelines, the establishment of a digital dashboard for transparency, and the strict enforcement against mismanagement. As a Member of Parliament, we are not owners of these resources, we are trustees. Madam Speaker,
Remember, you have 2 minutes to go, please.
For us in Luntha Central constituency, this reform is not theoretical, it is practical and immediate. It means improved market infrastructure in Ruzu and the surrounding training centers. It means better roads connecting our communities in Nkumbe, Mombo, and Kula. It means improved access to health and educational facilities in areas such as Dziwe, Nchere, and Ntenjera. It means that the people of Ntema, Nangulukutije, and Chirangoma will begin to see development not at a distant promise, but as a present reality. Madam Speaker, the increase of CDF to 5 billion means that the people of Luntha Central constituency have improved medical services, better roads connecting our communities, and improved schools for our children. It means increased agricultural productivity through irrigation initiatives and meaningful opportunities for youth and women empowerment within our constituency. Madam Speaker, our people do not measure us by allocations. They measure us by outcomes. Madam Speaker, we take this responsibility seriously. We will ensure that every kwacha allocated to Luntha Central under CDF translates into feasible, accountable, and people-centered development for our constituents. Madam Speaker, on energy and infrastructure development, no economy can grow without reliable energy and infrastructure. The progress outlined in SONA delivered by HE Professor Arthur Pinamtarika is restoring power generation, investing in renewable energy, and targeting increased capacity is commendable. Equally, investments in roads, rail, and fuel storage will enhance productivity and reduce the cost of doing business. These are foundations upon which growth must be built.
Your time is up, Honourable Member. Consider winding up.
With these few remarks, Madam Speaker, our role as Parliament is not only to support the administration of His Excellency Professor Arthur Pinamtarika, but also to ensure accountability and effective implementation. We must support and we must also scrutinize, because that is the essence of democracy. In conclusion, Madam Speaker, the State of National Address delivered by HE does not suggest that we have arrived. It affirms that we have begun the journey from chaos to order, from scarcity to stability, from consumption to production, from despair to hope. His Excellency has chosen the difficult path,
the path of reform, discipline, and national rebuilding. I stand to affirm that people I represent support this vision, support this direction, and ready to be part of this national effort. With these remarks, I submit, Madam Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Before I recognize the other member, I saw the Honorable Deputy Minister responsible for health standing previously. So I would like to find out whether you stood on a point of order or you would want to contribute.
I'd like to contribute on behalf of the people of Likoma Islands.
Honorable Member, point of order.
Point of order, Mzimba South.
Minister. Point
Yes.
of order, Honorable Member for
Mzimba South. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, is it in order for my colleague, my friend, my partner, who has just seated, to highlight that they are relying on the CDF guidelines, which a member of parliament is not there, which the court ruled that the guidelines are not valid, they don't make sense, they conflict with the constitution. Is it in order that he can be relying his speech on these guidelines, which any one of us has not seen them?
Yeah,
Madam
so
Deputy Speaker, I need your guidance because these speeches are quite rhetoric.
Thank you so much, Honorable. Honorable Member, my understanding to the Honorable Member was speaking in anticipation of the guidelines which are coming. So we all know, Honorable Members, we all know and we were informed that we are expecting the guidelines from the Minister of Justice and the Minister of Local Government. So thank you so much, Honorable. Honorable, let me recognize the Deputy Minister for Health, then I will recognize the Honorable Member. Honorable Member, you are coming from which constituency?
Chitipa Chendo.
Chitipa?
Chendo, yeah.
Chitipa Chendo.
Yeah.
In that order, please. Yeah. Honorable Deputy Minister for Health, you have the floor.
Thank you so much, Lady Second Deputy Speaker, Madam, for recognizing the people of Likoma Islands constituency to make their contribution towards the SONA that was ably delivered here by Nkulukuta Moyo. First of all, allow me to appreciate the President of this Republic of Malawi on behalf of the people of Likoma Islands for trusting in me that I can assist him in running the affairs of this country in the Ministry of Health and Sanitation. So the people of Likoma and Kizumulu, I appreciate so much. The people of Likoma and Kizumulu appreciate so much because the last person from Likoma to be appointed in the cabinet of this republic was one of my ancestors, Dr. George Ngamtafu, who also once served in this ministry where I'm serving. That was the last time, was in 2004. So it has been over 22 years without someone from Likoma in the cabinet. So we really appreciate, and we are very grateful that the President keeps on giving very brilliant SONAs in this country. Other people before were giving SONAs which were just good in the foreign language which they could speak, but APM speaks it in a language that is simple and straightforward. There are very important issues that people of Likoma would love to appreciate that are taking shape. APM is the one who started the Likoma port. The first 5 years, the other regime did not finish that project, which was supposed to be done in 4 years. But Professor Thabita Mutharika, just after resuming his own office, he has dedicated that the jet will be completed, and people of Likoma appreciate so much. The other government, even after people of Likoma and other parts of Malawi died because the port was not complete, they could do nothing and they could not allocate any resource so that that port could be completed. But Professor Thabita Mutharika was touched. Within 4 months, he is able to get resources to go and complete that port. We appreciate so much. The other government wanted to sell the islands of Likoma and Chizumu. They had completely no plan for these islands. They had completely no plans for these islands. That's why they were thinking that let's just go do away with these islands, because they are so myopic, as my colleague mentioned it.
Honorable Deputy Minister, please resume your seat. Point of order from the whip from opposition side. Honorable Whip, what has gone out of order?
Thank you, Madam Second Deputy Speaker. While I am enjoying the submission by the Honorable Deputy Minister, the aphist himself, but I would want to find out from you, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, if it is in order for an honorable member to make utterances that seem to be suggesting that the past government wanted to sell Likoma Island. The standing orders are very clear that the onus is on the honorable member to prove to the House that indeed the government was at the verge of selling Likoma Island. Madam Speaker, is it in order? If it is true, let him bring evidence to the House. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honorable Deputy Leader, let me make a ruling before you come in. Let me have a ruling before you come in, Honorable Deputy Leader. Honorable Deputy Minister responsible for health, our standing orders demands that a member should be accurate of his or facts. So the Honorable, can I be heard in silence, please? The Honorable Whip from the opposition has demanded that you have to provide evidence that the past administration wanted to sell Likoma Islands. So,
thank you. Thank you.
Honorable Deputy Minister, Honorable Leader, Honorable Deputy Leader.
Yes, Your Honor, Second Deputy Speaker. I think it would be very prudent for the one who has asked you, who rose on point of order, for the Deputy Minister to provide specifics about this issue of Likoma Island being sold. Now, I rise here. You see what? When the guilty, Madam First Deputy Speaker, Second Deputy Speaker, when the guilty are mentioned, they become agitated very easily. The honorable member did not mention my Congress party, yet we know it's my Congress party. We all know that it's my Congress party. All of us were waiting that the honorable member will mention my Congress party. So it is not fair. It is not fair because he never mentioned my Congress party, that your office should order him to produce evidence.
Honorable members from my far left, why are you rising? Do you please resume your seats? Resume your seats. Would you please resume your seats? Honorable Whip, can I be heard in silence, please? Please, can I be heard in silence? Honorable Whip. Honorable Whip, you requested me to make a ruling, and you are taking the ruling into your hands. So how do you expect the speaker to act? 102? Honorable members, can I be heard in silence? In my ruling to the point of order raised by the Honorable Whip from the opposition, I would like to take the House to Standing Order 102. Standing Order 1021. A member is responsible for the accuracy of any facts which he or she alleges to be true. So using that standing order, the Honorable Whip from the opposition has asked the Honorable Deputy Minister to provide evidence. Please, I do not want you to clap hands. We don't clap hands in Parliament. We say, yes. We say here, 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 here. We don't clap hands. So, there are two things, Honorable Deputy Minister. It's either you withdraw the statement or you provide the evidence. Thank you. Continue debate, Honorable Deputy Minister.
Lady Secretary Deputy Speaker, Madam, I said other governments. I did not say the previous government. I said there have been governments who wanted to sell us. So if they one of our best musicians in this country, the late Matafale, once said, "Yamkwa na mguo, muleke na vale." But for me, if they feel that fits them, they can get it. But for me, I said other governments. And I'll tell you, the point that I was trying to emphasize on is, the DPP government is the leadership that has done a lot of developments for the people of Likoma. Previously,
the Honorable Deputy Minister has got a few minutes to wind up. I will recognize you after him.
I can give you evidence, Madam Speaker, to say that DPP government is always there for the people of Likoma and has always stood with the people of Likoma. I'll give you an example to say, before multi-party government, there was no hospital or any clinic belonging to government in Likoma. There was no school, or even a primary school. The primary schools which we had all belonged to Anglican, and even the hospitals all belonged to Anglican. We praise the Lord that in 1994, people of Malawi voted for change. And it was the time of UDF that we started seeing government schools. And it's the DPP government which started bringing about health posts which belong to government. So when people of Likoma say the other governments don't like them, it's something which is tangible. And in 1970s, the first president of this country wanted to relocate people of Likoma. Our ancestors were told to move out of Likoma to Nkota Kota. So when we say these things, that's one of the evidence. They can go and check that their first president of their party once time wanted to move the people of Likoma out of Likoma, so that we don't know what they wanted to do with the island.
We don't know what they wanted to do with the islands when their first president wanted the people of Likoma. No, my time, I think, no. My time is still allowed. I still have time. They disturbed me. So they can go and check that evidence if they want more evidence. So what I'm saying is, the SONA that the president gave to the people of Malawi in this house is a SONA that for a long time people of Malawi were missing. People of Malawi were being told lies in SONAs. At a time like this one, we were told, for instance, the people of Likoma were told that there are 24 police houses constructed in Likoma. While there was not even a plan for a house, there was completely nothing, and up to today, those houses, we don't know where they built them. This SONA has pledged to the people of Likoma that we shall have Likoma Activity Center. Likoma Island, being an island, is there for tourism. So we
Honorable members from my far left, Honorable VP MCP, can we have order to my left?
No, I can assure you, Madam Deputy Speaker, that you will have order on this house. We respect the decorum of the house.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Consider winding up, Honorable Deputy Minister. Thank you.
Second Deputy Speaker, Madam, as I'm concluding, I would like to urge the youth of this country, the women of this country, that here Dad has come back for them. He has trusted us, the young people, to be part of his cabinet. And again, he has also provided 100 million to the women, 100 women to the youth. And there's also 50 million for sports development. This is the only president who has realized that youth are not just for sports. Those who are interested in sports, let them have 50 million in each constituency, and we develop the sports. But the young people need to have something to do. As they develop their skills through the colleges, they can also do entrepreneurship. So we therefore ask the people of Likoma and all over Malawi, our young people, to take advantage of this, because this could not be there. NIF was not that effective, but this 100 million is going to develop this country. With these few remarks, Madam, I would like to support the SONA. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable members from my far right, we don't greet in the chamber. We just say here. Yeah, we don't shake hands. We don't shake hands when a member was holding the floor and just finished, we go and shake hands. Then we will not have time to do business in the chamber. Thank you. I recognize honorable member for Chitipa.
Chitipa Chendo.
Honorable member, you have the floor. You are starting at 1509. You will end at 1519, 1520. You have the floor, honorable.
Right Honorable Second Deputy Speaker, Madam. On behalf of the people of Chitipa Chendo, I stand to contribute on the SONA made by His Excellency Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika on 13th February 2026. Madam Deputy Speaker, Madam, from a pure objective angle, the speech in general is superb, was superb. Why I'm saying so is because of its brevity, clarity, thoughtfulness, and flow of ideas. The 40-minute speech did not make members of parliament to doze. And I hope this is the beginning that in future sonars will keep on having shorter sonars, because concentration is easier in that way. So the APM of 2014 and 2019 is very different from the APM of 2025, and we congratulate him for that. Madam Deputy Speaker, the people of Chisenga, Kairizi, Iwuluma, Chendo, Zambwe, Lufita and Muanga, and Chendo in general, are very thankful for the fact that the President and his government have finally put sanity in the mining industry. We have minerals in my constituency, but what was happening, only God knows. And we're thankful that at least there is sanity, and we hope what the President has stated in his speech will come to pass. Secondly, we also appreciate the fact that the Rumpinyika-Chitipa Road has been mentioned on page 18. This road has been used for campaign by almost all the previous governments, but it has never come to pass. The Nyika-Chitipa Road falls under the heading additionally. I'm a bit worried, Madam Deputy Speaker, because there are 5 priority roads, and then there's a statement in between. Additionally, my government will upgrade the following. I don't know how to interpret this, additionally, whether it's number 9 or funds permitting, I don't know. We need clarification from the concerned ministry. We're also glad, the people of Chendo are glad, the fact that the President has acknowledged the challenges which have to do with expired IDs. Madam Deputy Speaker, Madam, why should my membership as a Malawian expire before I die? Why should the government spend money? Is this a necessary expenditure? Really? Something needs to be done so that we adopt a model which will make us be identified as Malawians without necessarily having our expired IDs, our IDs expired, because it's embarrassing. You go to the bank and they tell you your ID has expired. Something needs to be done if possible, and I know APM has the capacity to do that. We also appreciate the board decision to commence feasibility studies for the rail expansion from Central Region to Northern Region. This is a commendable step, and I know with the new APM we are now seeing this will come to pass, and we look forward to that. Madam Deputy Speaker, Madam, you gave me 10 minutes. APM spoke for 40 minutes, isn't it 2 hours? I'll also summarize by saying, with these few remarks, I support this honor. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Honorable, for saving time. I now recognize Honorable Member for Blantyre North, Lilongwe Mude. Those two in that order. Honorable Member, you have the floor. Honorable Member for Long. Honorable Member, you may wish to move to the next mic.
Thank you, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, for offering the people of Luntha North this rare opportunity to add our voice on the SONA, which was graciously delivered in this August House by His Excellency Professor Peter Mutharika, the State President of the Republic of Malawi. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, going through the SONA, one cannot help but agree that indeed this is a return to a proven leadership. No time wasting by beating about the bush, but straight to the point with precision. Bravo, APM. Coming to the SONA, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, I would like to start with agriculture and food security. Firstly, let me thank the State President for taking a bold decision to buy maize from Zambia. This move helped to reduce the price of maize, which was hovering around 100,000 to 38,000. I vividly recall that around this time last year, a 50 kg bag of maize was being sold around 110,000 per bag. People were fighting for Madea, while others were eating jitete. Now, this is water under the bridge with the coming of Professor Peter Mutharika. Bravo, the President. While I'm still talking about food security, let me repeat that. Let me report to this House that some gardens in my constituency were damaged by the prolonged dry spell which we experienced in Luntha North for over 2 weeks. I therefore humbly request the Minister of Agriculture to consider assisting the affected families with maize seeds and fertilizer in order to allow them to embark into winter farming. Cassava cuttings and sweet potato chunks can be also of paramount importance to avert hunger. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, I was excited to hear the President assuring Malawians that they should expect a better and much improved delivery of affordable fertilizer program this coming year. We have no reason to doubt it because hearing him declaring this, knowing that APM do what he promises and never promise what he cannot do. There was a time, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, when people in my constituency used to access the subsidized fertilizer in May. And I don't know what was it for. Was it for drying the maize or what? Because it was in April, in May. And Madam Second Deputy Speaker, to say the truth, some of us, we were worried and we didn't expect that the percentage of distribution will reach 65%. Because this government came into power in October and the procurement started in November. This is a miracle. This is a performing government. I would also want to urge the Minister of Agriculture to make the system watertight. The identification of beneficiaries should be looked into. This year, some beneficiaries were removed from the list despite being properly identified. This was done by some scrupulous agriculture extension workers, some VDC members, and even some chiefs. This year, I propose that the scanning should be done in the presence of all identified members. I like what was happening, whereby some extension workers just collected the IDs and do the scanning somewhere. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, I would like to finish with the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security by pleading with the Minister to open Ndega selling point and the Bire selling point this year, because what really happened this year, these two places, the Ndega selling point and the Bire selling point, were not opened. Hence, people from surrounding these areas were forced to walk long distances to access the subsidized fertilizer. Now let me turn to the Minister of Infrastructure and the Roads. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, I was very excited to learn that the upgrading of Lilangwi, Chingale, Majinga Road will continue. Honorable Leader of the House and the Minister of Transport convey our message to His Excellency Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika that his road, the road which he presided over, is groundbreaking. Adilinjizi Primary School, stored for 6 years. I mean 6 years. Now that he is back in office, people in Luntha North are expecting the work to be finished, and it is only right and proper for him to open the road. They say, Katumba katambe ama maswa nditambe emweyo. Meaning to say, he is the one who started it, and he is the one who is going to finish it. Madam Deputy Second Speaker, now let me comment on the free secondary education. Indeed, it is true that when the state president declared that secondary school education will be free, there were many doubting Thomases who used to say, Sizingatege is high. This is not possible, but some of us who have known and worked with the APM knew that this was a done deal. Now our children attend classes at Lilangwi, Ndega, Chinamvu, Chivumbe, Namikasi, Libeki, without paying anything. This is a great move. Someone stood here and said, students are paying, talking about the boarding schools. But in my constituency, we don't know, these secondary schools I've mentioned are community-day secondary schools where students are not paying anything. And this has removed the pressure on members of parliament. In the past, I used to get more than 50 phone calls asking for school fees. Now, APM has paid for them. And I'm just moving around in the constituency freely.
Honorable Member, you have 2 minutes to go.
Already? Let me comment on the CDF. This is a game changer. Our constituencies will never be the same. But somehow, I feel that members of parliament seem not to be fully involved in the whole process. It's like leaving a top goal scorer on the bench while the team is trailing. This is suicide, Madam Second Deputy Speaker. Bring back Muhammad Salah in the team so that the Liverpool should win. In conclusion, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, I would like to finish by my contribution by encouraging Malawians to lend their full support to Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika, the State President of the Republic of Malawi, for his visionary and bold plans which he has demonstrated in the SONA. I foresee a quick economic recovery, enhanced food security, end to the fuel shortage, since national fuel storage capacity will be doubled from 60 million liters to 120 million liters. Through new facilities in Luntha, Lilongwe, and Zuzu, increased electricity generated capacity from 551 megawatts to over 1,000 megawatts. The list is endless, Madam Second Deputy Speaker. I would like to express my sincere support to the SONA. May God bless Malawi. May God bless Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika. I thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Member, for Blantyre North. Honorable Member for Lilongwe Mude, you have the floor.
Thank you so much, Second Deputy Speaker, for according an opportunity for the people of Lilongwe Mude, Senior Chief Kongoni and Senior Chief Kabudula to have a floor in the House. First of all, Second Deputy Speaker.
You are starting at 1527. You will end up at 1537. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll comply to that, Second Deputy Speaker. First of all, I want to really mention it that indeed government is a continuing process. It's like a wheel that keeps on revolving even when drivers change. And the SONA that was presented in this House by His Excellency, Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika, confirmed this. Actually, the SONA confirmed that the previous government under Dr. Lazarus McCarthy Chakwera ventured into significant development projects in this country. And the SONA mentioned the roads, the energy projects that were started by the previous government, and he is committed to see that these projects continue. And this shows maturity. Our country must move above politics. And in the same vein, we want the government, through the Ministry of Education, to give us guidance on the schools of excellence. It's a brilliant project that will actually award gifted students in this country to pursue their studies. So we really want to see government going ahead with the schools of excellence. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, I want also to mention on the mining sector. In Kasia, in Kapudzama, we sit on rutile deposits, actually rutile and graphite deposits. We want to see this government coming forward with clear guidelines on how the people of Kasia, Kabudula, Kapudzama will benefit from these projects. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, I want to comment on free secondary education. Let us not beat about the bush here. There's no free secondary education in this country. People are still paying a lot of money, even those making noise there. Their constituents are still paying a lot of money. We urge government to go ahead and actually provide the free boarding facilities as well.
Honorable Member for Lilongwe Mude, please resume your seat. Honorable Deputy Leader, what has gone out of order?
Honorable Deputy Speaker, I respect the Honorable Member who is holding the floor. He is a learned person. I respect him for that. But for rising in this House and begin to misrepresent facts, I don't respect him. I would want him to withdraw his words, which he said, those of you making noise there. We cannot be those. We are we. Number two, we are honorable members here. He should have said honorable members, but not those of you making noise there. No, you don't do that. And I said, Second Deputy Speaker, I respect the honorable member, and I know that I think is maybe it's a slip of the tongue, he's going to do that. But also, I would want him to reflect on his preamble when he began speaking. He said that I want him to go back to his preamble, to his introduction. I would want, through you, Second Deputy Speaker, him to actually tell this nation which projects, I'm just asking, even if there is a single project which his government commenced during their 5 years, which they haven't completed, and it has come to us, and we are continuing with it. Because insofar as we are concerned here, there is no single project that MCP commenced. The projects that they were actually implementing were our projects. They were our projects. We commenced them.
Thank you so much, Deputy.
The Sire Valley Agriculture Commercialization Project, that is the brainchild of His Excellency Professor Arthur Peter Mutali. The 6-lane roads here, brainchild of His Excellency Professor Arthur Peter Mutali. So which projects are they saying that they have commenced and we are actually proceeding with them? Which ones? So I would want him to explain to the nation which projects, a single project, which MCP left for us to commence to continue with it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Honorable Leader. I would want to say that honorable members, whenever we are deliberating or presenting our views, we have to be sure that we are able to address our fellow honorable members as fellow honorable members. We do not have those people, as the honorable leader has said. We are all honorable members here. So you could have addressed them that even those honorable members making a lot of noise, their people are paying school fees. I think that is in order. So I rule that one, honorable member, out of order. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Second Deputy Speaker. I'm glad you added those in your statement as well. That those honorable members making noise. Madam Deputy Speaker, I don't want to debate. I want to debate as Lilongwe Mude, not as Deputy Leader of the House. So indeed, there are projects that were started by Malawi Congress Party. The project that my brother from Zomba actually mentioned, then Sipeli on the road, was started by Malawi Congress Party. And there are so many other projects, but let me debate on my own, Second Deputy Speaker, if you allow me. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, in my other life, I served in the Malawi Defense Force. And I want to comment on the national security and the civil aviation safety. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, I think time has come for this country to move beyond politics and handle issues that concern this country seriously. There is an issue where I lost my colleagues in the Donia that crashed in Chikangawa. We want this government. They promised that as soon as they get into this government, they'll come up with a report and people will know. Yes. We want people to know. Yes. Here. Where is the report? Madam Second Deputy Speaker, I don't want to lose more colleagues. And I want us to move into that civil aviation safety that speaks to this country. We need that, Second Deputy Speaker. Second Deputy Speaker, let me.
Honorable member for Lilongwe Nyanja, honorable members from my far right, the honorable member is contributing. Can we hear him in silence? Honorable member from Lilongwe Nyanja, your fellow member of parliament behind you is contributing. So please allow him to be heard in silence.
Madam Second Deputy Speaker, I want to comment on the AIP. I have people at Matekwe, Kapudzama, Majiga, who have not even claimed a bag of maize, of fertilizer for AIP. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, I was surprised to hear that 65% of people have actually redeemed their fertilizer. In my constituency, there are people who haven't even redeemed a bag of fertilizer. We want a report from the Ministry of Agriculture to show us which EPA has benefited and which EPA has not benefited. That way we move as a country. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, we have to move as a country. We know that Central Region and Northern Region, these are food baskets. We cannot suffocate them. We need to produce so that our other colleagues can also buy from the same. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, I want to finish on the issue of sanitation. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, we have learned that the water project in Idoa will not go ahead as of now. We want people in Doha to have answers. Why and what's the way forward? So that this sanitation goes in each and every corner of this nation. With these few remarks, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, I thank you for according me an opportunity to speak. Thank you.
Point of order. Thank you so much, Honorable Member for Lilongwe. The Honorable Minister responsible for Agriculture, you have the floor. What has gone out of order?
Thank you very much, Madam Second Deputy Speaker. Is it on order for the just sat down Honorable Member to claim that in agriculture, the projects that we've implemented have benefited some regions, but not the Central and Northern region? Madam Second Deputy Speaker, this is a House of Records. That statement should only be made in this House, in this August House, by an honorable member after he has the information. If he hasn't had the information, it's better for him to come to the ministry, ask for that information. Because when I make my statement here, he will be the most embarrassed member in this House. He will be the most embarrassed member in this House. Do not make statements in this House, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, if you don't have the information. He's not asking for information, but he's making claims for which he has no evidence. I'll bring the statement here, I'll bring the evidence, and Madam Second Deputy Speaker, I ask your office that I should bring the names here. I'll bring them. It's not good for this House and Madam Second Deputy Speaker. It's not in order for any member of this House to come here and make claims for which they have no evidence.
Please, Honorable Minister,
they can ask a question.
Yeah, they have requested for information from the Honorable Minister of Agriculture, and the Honorable Minister is explaining, and she's committing herself to say she's coming with a ministerial statement, and you are responding. Do you want the House to move in that way? No, please, let us hear the Honorable Minister in silence. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Second Deputy Speaker. I implore, beg, and request this House that every time we are making claims, we can ask for information. That's very good, and that's why we are here. But let's not extend that to make claims that are not substantiated by the correct facts. And I commit, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, that in my ministerial statement for my ministry, I'll bring that information with names, with the amounts, and I hope the honorable member can absorb that. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Honorable Minister, for that commitment. Honorable member, it's not an argument. You have raised your concerns, and the honorable minister will come with a statement. So, no. The honorable minister will bring the statement, and you will be able to question I think after the ministerial statement, we are allowed to put up questions. So you'll be given time to ask. Honorable members, I wish to inform you that we have visitors from Mangochi North. Delegation from Mangochi North, would you please stand so that your members of parliament must see you? Alendo atwaku Mangochi North.
They have gone, but I will just...
Yeah. Honorable members, I would like to remind the members of the Assembly Business Committee that there will be a business committee in the Speaker's boardroom. Honorable members, I now suspend the House for a healthy break. The House will resume at 16:20? 16:20. 11 past 4. No, 16. 16:11. Oh, 16:11. The House will resume at 16:11. House suspended.